Alright, let's respond to comments from Good Talk videos, the last 4 ones. The first one was me having a good day, talking about having a great and productive weekend. And Am wrote, "This was a lovely little positive video that I really needed today. You're oozing good energy and it's contagious. Glad you had a great weekend. But Martin, 4 months to see The Last Jedi? I'm one of those nerds who went to the premiere and really loved it." Yeah, it took me a while to see that film. And as I'm recording this, the new Solo film had I think it opened like yesterday, so maybe I shouldn't wait 4 months to see that. But yes. Congrats, enjoy it while it lasts. It's funny because it's true. We've had the bad times, so we appreciate the good times more. Yeah, exactly. It's you know, it's a roller coaster life. P.S. I really liked The Last Jedi too. The problem is I don't have those feelings. I keep procrastinating constantly. Just like now, my final exams are in a month and I haven't done a lot, so that's not going well. This video motivated me to continue studying though, so thank you for that. I think this vid was exactly what I needed at the moment. Sometimes things just fall into place, don't they? And the last one from that video, I love weekends where the days fly by due to being so busy with things I want to do, especially after a long winter where it was difficult to get out often. Yeah, I mean, make use of the entire week. Be productive if you work Monday through Friday. Be productive if you have the weekends off. Be productive. And sometimes just slack. The next video was the Eurovision video, which was recorded in the middle of, well, it was recorded a few days before the first semifinal, but it was posted just before. Well, I think it was posted on the day of the first semifinal. Eurovision is my favorite. I absolutely love it. Sometimes that's all you have to say. Tasha, honestly, Eurovision is my favorite thing ever. I just find the celebration of cultures all across Europe as refreshing and so exciting, and music is such a beautiful unifying force. That's the thing, and that's what I mentioned, I talked about in the video. When you're looking at Eurovision on the TV, it's so easy to just be critical, and it's like, oh, blah, 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 that stupid song, blah, blah, blah. But when you're there, when you're at Eurovision, you're in the crowd with all of these people from all over Europe and all over the world, you're just enjoying it, and just like nobody's bad because everyone is there to have a good time, and everyone on stage is there to entertain you. So yeah, I love Eurovision over beauty pageants. Well, I do too. Seriously, I hope to see a show live someday. I think I replied something like, "Come on over. We should totally have fika, Michelle. You know, it's been a while now." Peace, peace, love, love. If you get that reference, good. If you don't, just Google it. Then I made a video about the passing of Avicii. And Carson Myers writes, "I listened to Avicii a lot when going to university in Canada. I never knew that much about him except that he was Swedish even after moving to Sweden until his passing, and then I learned a lot more. In hindsight, I wish I had been a bigger fan, and his death hit me hard. You should do a book club type thing, but for documentaries, or even just about subjects of people you have learned about." So the video was really about me, you know, knowing actually very little about Avicii aside from, you know, the songs, and watching the documentary about him after his passing made me appreciate, and also it actually made his passing more difficult, you know, afterwards. So what I was prompting people to do is, you know, watch documentaries even about things that you're not particularly very interested in. You know, ask people on Twitter or on Facebook, can you recommend good documentaries that you like, and then just dive in, because a good documentary about anything is still an experience and you'll learn stuff. Christina, hello Martin, I have to say I really like Avicii songs. They have a cheerful melody. When I knew the passing of him, it really affected me because of how young he was. He was 28. Like, I was born in 1989 in July, he was born in September, so I started to think In this age we usually have dreams and challenges to chase, and I realized too at first I didn't believe he was having blue days, being under pressure and feeling without motivation of life, because in my thoughts I had the representation that all the DJs are happy because they got fame and money. And I guess, I don't know, I guess the comment kind of speaks for itself, that we don't really know what happens in the heart and the mind of people. Especially those that we've never met, the ones that are projected to us through screens and music. So all well said, thank you. Even Jarno of the Dutch Dudson, who's Finnish, mentioned Avicii, that it affected him. I do love it when I come across something I learned about that I didn't expect to get into. Those are usually the best discoveries. Kärlek, love. And the most recent one was the one I posted a few days ago about being on the verge of pointlessness. I had a really bad day. I came home and I picked up the camera and I just went with it. Michelle wrote, "It's hard. For me, it feels like a constant battle. There's the way I want to respond to someone, but depending on the person, my expectation versus reality doesn't really match, and it gets frustrating. I can feel my chest tighten. Sometimes people are just difficult, and you've got to remember it's not a reflection of you. I don't really know what's going on in your life, but personally, I respect people who are themselves, who are kind and considerate." Yes. Yes. I think I wrote that in many of the responses in the comments. You know, we are all different. All of us are different in many ways. But if the basis of how you express yourself and how you put yourself out into the world is kindness, that you at heart are a kind person, then you have a pretty good, you have pretty good heads up on many people in the world, sadly. So yeah, so thank you, Michelle. Next one is okay, so this is a long one, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna leave it on the screen like this, and I'm gonna and it's up to you to pause the video. So pause the video if you want to read the entire comment, because I really want to put the whole thing out there, because what Martina wrote is just, yeah. Sometimes you need someone to kind of just grab your shoulders and kind of give you a little shake and kind of like, you know, snap out of it, because often for me, I already know the answer. I know what the problem is, but I need it to be confirmed by someone else, because I do not believe 100% in myself when I am at that point, when I feel I have a low self-conscious, my self-confidence is really low. And that's what this comment really did. It kind of just like snapped me out of it. You should stop giving a meaning to other people's opinions. They don't walk in your shoes and you are not walking in theirs. Who are they to estimate your value? No one will ever know how you feel, only you. So thank you, Martina. And I do recommend, you know, if you watch my videos, to leave a comment, and respond to other people in comments, and especially read what other people are writing, because there is so much value that we can gather from people all over the world who watch these videos, and maybe what that person in Brazil writes will have a positive effect on my life, or that person in South Africa or the US or the UK or Australia or Thailand or wherever you're from. We're still humans, and that can have a positive change on your life. It's really a beautiful thing. Justina, it's sad to hear the difference in your voice when you talk about something happy, something that makes you feel good, and when you talk about this pointlessness. But I think these moments are unavoidable. We can't live with a flat line of happiness. Our life consists of ups and downs, and maybe when we don't feel any purpose in doing anything, then we have to look at ourselves better. I think we lose the sense of I matter to people when we stop caring for others. So try to be good to yourself, even when you don't feel like it will make you happy. Just let yourself be the way you are. I hope to see you feeling better soon. Thank you, Justina. I'm gonna tell you something. I'll wait till the next comment. Lina, Well, you can see what she's writing, but I'm actually going to jump down a little bit. Recently, I had a couple of sessions with a psychologist, and I feel slightly better now. It's still a work in progress. We work with an inner child, even though I never thought that there had been an issue. It turned out that this topic is rather interesting, and a lot of people don't have a connection with their inner child, while that inner child is actually a source of limitless love, or something like that. I hope you feel better. You bring so much positivity to this world and to many people. You can't be worthless. Sending lots of love and happiness your way. Thank you, Lena. Thanks so much. Lena's comment was one of the first ones that came in, and so I recorded this video that I'm talking about a week before I posted it. And after I had posted it and I had read a few of the first comments, I just took out the camera and I started recording the video, which will be released on Tuesday, which is sort of like a response and a confirmation of what people were telling me, the fact that I actually matter. And I think, because that was a strange video, because I hadn't really thought, out what I was gonna say. I mean, I normally don't, because I have a topic and I kind of go from that. It's not scripted. But I was just in a very mixed feelings moment, so I just turned on the camera. I didn't know if I was happy or if I was sad. It was just very confusing. But I really liked the video after looking back on it afterwards, and I was like, yeah, that felt good. That felt really, really good. So this was me going through the 4 last Good Talk videos, the 4 most recent ones. It's not like I'm quitting it. And bringing up a few of the comments that comes in, just so that I can sort of respond again to this, so it doesn't become me putting out a video and people maybe writing comments, and sometimes most of the time I respond to comments, but actually you create this positive circle where you can reflect upon things that has happened before. So again, thank you for being the people that listen, and for being the people that inspire other people who watch in the comments. It means a lot to me, and I hope that it means a lot to you. Good talk.